This is every single anime that I watched in 2023. This video has two main objectives. The first objective is to actually rate the anime on a tier list, or the tiers being S, A, B, C, and F, S being supreme and F being effing not. And our second main objective is to actually count the number of episodes that I watched this year. So, without further ado, let's start with the miscellaneous anime slash tokusatsu series, which won't be actually included in the main list. First up is Ultraman Blazer, and I watched like 23 episodes of it. And my rating for this series would be a B. I'm not hugely into Ultraman, and I just watched it because I wanted to watch a tokusatsu show other than Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. So, yeah, there's that, which brings us to the total of 23 episodes. Next up, we have Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers. This season actually had only 8 episodes airing this year. So, yes, this was the final stretch, and I loved this show so much that this is my favorite Super Sentai slash Power Rangers show. And yes, this gets an absolute S rating from me. And adding this 8 episodes, we have a total of 31 episodes watched. And then immediately a week after the ending of Dawn Brothers, the next season, Osama Sentai King Gojo started airing, and this was also an absolute banger, giving it an S rating. As far of now, 42 episodes have aired, and this is still peak. This gives us a total of 73 episodes watched this year. Meanwhile, on the Kamen Rider side of things, we had Kamen Rider Gates running for 32 episodes this year, which had also is called the final stretch. And this was also an absolute banger because the main four riders get an amazing character arc. So yes, this actually also gets an S tier, which is really weird that all these shows got an S tier from me. And yes, the total number of episodes is now 105. After the ending of Kamen Rider Geats, Kamen Rider Gotcha started airing, and 16 episodes have aired as of now. And the rating I give this is actually a C because this is the most boring rider thing I've ever seen. It goes episodic, and I'm not really into anything that the hero actually possesses. And yes, the number of episodes I've watched is 121. And then finally coming to actual anime, One Piece. This is here in miscellaneous because it technically didn't actually start this year because it started in 1999. I watched 42 episodes of One Piece this year because I already caught up last year. And yes, this is also peak, and this also gets an S rating for me. One Piece, if you know, because of my PFP, is my favorite anime of all time. And yes, this leads us to a total count of 163 miscellaneous episodes. And the final one on the miscellaneous list is Pokemon Horizons. It started this year and 34 episodes have aired. And this is also an absolute joyride. And I am going to actually give this an A rating because it's not amazing, but it is decently good and I enjoy most of it. And yes, this actually leads us to 197 of miscellaneous episodes, and this won't be counted in the actual list, although I will be adding it to the final result to see how many I watched. So, let's begin our main list with the winter 2023 anime episodes. So, the first one on the list is Tomo-chan is a Girl, and watching this, the first rom-com anime of my life, I was absolutely overjoyed. It had 13 episodes airing and it was such a joy. So, I would probably give this one an A rating because it is indeed wholesome. Next up, we have the CGI anime Trigun Stampede. The visuals were amazing that I have to give this an A tier listing. It's not S because of the story, but it is amazing, so I'm going to give this an A. 12 of its episodes were aired during this season, so this actually gets us to the total of 25 episodes. And now it's Don't Toy With Me Nagatoro Season 2, or Second Attack as they call it. And this show was one of my favorite shows to come out of this year. And yes, it gets an S tier. Don't ask me why, it's just that I saw it at a wrong part of my life and I actually loved it because it made me smile. So yes, it had like 12 episodes airing this season, and so the total number of episodes right now is 37. Next up is Tokyo Revengers Christmas Showdown, or Tokyo Revengers Season 2. 13 episodes aired this season, and this was an amazing show actually. I always loved Tokyo Revengers Season 1, but this actually kind of fell apart for me. So this one actually gets a B tier rating. I don't know why, but I still like it. But yes, the total number of episodes is now 50. Up next, we have Kubo-san Won't Let Me Be Invisible Season 1. It actually had 12 episodes airing this season, and I think this season was actually good and wholesome, but the point being that I was kind of bored most of the time because the story actually never went forward. So, yes, this also actually gets a B rating even though I actually liked it. And yes, the total amount of episodes is now 62. Up next, we have Vinland Saga Season 2, which actually started in winter and actually carried on until spring. It had 24 episodes airing this season. And about the season, I thought this is the peakest that Vinland Saga could get. It had no fights, only focused on character development, which I love. So this actually gets an S tier rating, which I rarely give to series like this. So that is cool. And the final season from winter is actually Attack on Titan finale part 1, the two-part movies kind of thing that was released. Crunchyroll actually counted them as 3 episodes, but I'm gonna count them as 1 episode and adding them. And this is an actually a spectacular thing, but I think I like the second part better. So that is why this one actually gets a B, because I don't really remember most of the things that actually happen in this 1.5 hour journey. So yes, that gets a B, and the total number of episodes right now in winter is 87. Now let's move on to the spring 2023 anime. First up on the list is Heavenly Delusion, aka Tengoku Daimakyo, and I absolutely love this show because of its mystery and vibe, and also the beautiful stellar animation, likable main characters, and especially the confusing times. Actually, being confused was really sad for me because I barely understood the plot, but it all made sense when the final episode aired. So, of course, this gets an S rating. And yes, 13 episode aired, that gets us to a total of 100 episodes. Next up, we have Hell's Paradise or Jigokuroku, and this one is a weird thing because I actually started enjoying the first few episodes, but it fell flat immediately afterwards because I didn't care about most of the characters in this show. And yes, so of course, this gets a B. 13 of its episodes were aired during this, so that gets us to a total of 113 episodes. Up next, we have My Love Story with Yamada Kun at level 9999, and this was a weird thing. I actually loved the wholesomeness. I had these likable characters, but this only bad thing in this is it started moving fast, and there were some movements that I actually felt bored. So, of course, this one also gets a B surprisingly, but I did actually like it. And then we had 13 episodes aired, so yes, this total is now 126 episodes. Next up is Skip and Loafer. This 12 episode season actually rocked it with the wholesomeness. It wasn't a romantic tale, it was just a wholesome day to day life about a village girl who moves to the city, and it was actually amazing that I have to give this an A. And of course, since I said 12 episodes, it's actually the total gets to 138 episodes watched. Now we have to talk about Doctor Stone New World Part 1. This 11 episode core 1 was amazing. So of course, I am going to give this an A rating because of its incredible pacing and actual emphasis on story, because Doctor Stone rarely has amazing plot lines. Yes, it is fun and it is one of my favorite anime, but it doesn't really have a plot most of the time. So yes, now the total number of episodes watched is 149. Up next, we have Mashal, Magic, and Muzzles. 12 of its episodes were aired in the first season, and honestly, I think this was actually a pretty good, decent season. It had nice comedy, but I don't really think there was any substance that much for me to absolutely enjoy this. It was fun, but I'm still going to give it a B because I didn't hate it anything or particularly. So the total number of episodes watched right now is 161. Up next, many people's favorite first anime, Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village arc, which had 11 episodes aired, and it is actually a bit decent. The animation is, of course, absolutely beautiful. But yes, I am actually going to give this a B rating because, yes, I didn't really enjoy the story that much. This arc is one of the weakest arcs in my opinion. It's just my opinion. I know. You guys are probably angry that Pokemon has an A rating while Demon Slayer has a B rating, but this is just my opinion. I just don't enjoy Demon Slayer as much as you guys do. I don't hate it, but this arc actually didn't have that many impressive moments to me. And yes, the total number of episodes is 172. And then finally, we have one of the best anime that started in spring, and that is Oshi no Ko. I seriously didn't, I didn't actually expect it to be this good. The first episode knocked it out of the park. That I have to give this an S rating no matter what. It just had 11 episodes aired, and I still enjoyed every second of it. It was kind of wholesome, kind of manipulative, and it was a weird mix of genres that I never thought would work, but it did. And yes, the total number of episodes watched right now is 183. So now let's move on to the summer 2023 season. First, let's talk about the actual worst season that I think I saw this year, and that is Masamune Kun's Revenge R. I don't know why I started this anime, I don't know why I thought it might be good, but I probably didn't even understand whom to root for, if I have to root for the main guy or not. I didn't like any of the characters, so I'm gonna give this a C. I seriously don't know why I watched this. Most would have liked it probably. I don't know, but this 12 episode season didn't really meet my expectations. And yes, the total number of episodes watched is 195 right now. Up next is Musoku Tensei Season 2's Part 1, or Itara Honki Desu. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I did try. So, Jobless Incarnation has been a kind of a weird thing for me. I binge watched most of the show recently. And okay, I think this series was fine, so I'm going to give this an A. This is actually good according to many people, so I guess I agree kinda. This was a 12 episode. There is going to be another co-releasing soon. But yes, the total amount of episodes watched right now is 207. Next, finally, we need to talk about My Happy Marriage season. And this is a weird thing for me. I initially thought of giving this a C, but I am going to let it go and give this one a B. But yes, these episodes were kind of a mixed feeling for me. Many people actually seem to like it, but I wasn't really on their spectrum. It wasn't really bad or something, but I was expecting for something else and didn't really get this. This 12 episode season kind of amounts to a total of 219 episodes. But let's forget about that B rated anime and go on to an S rated anime, which is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. It had one of the best fights, best plot scenes, and best character development for a protagonist I've ever seen. Basically, tragedy. And I absolutely loved the animation. Mappa Studios basically dying right now, but I don't really care as much as long as we get this. I can be a Mappa CEO one day. And yes, there were like 23 episodes in this season, and that actually leads to 242 episodes. Then we have one of my favorite series of all time, that is Rurouni Kenshin. I recently read the manga before watching the anime, so of course I did glance over it, but I can't, rate it bad because it was a good adaptation, a one-to-one adaptation. So I'm gonna give this an A. This is actually good. It had like 24 episodes aired, which was amazing that it covered an entire arc. So yeah, the total number of episodes right now is 266. Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War Part 2. This actually is an S tier show to me because of its peak animation quality and some kind of original content, because I already read the manga, but I was absolutely, magnified by the scale that this could lead to. Many people not really enjoy this arc, but I absolutely love how all characters are being concluded right now. 13 episodes have aired as of now, and I'm waiting for the next season. So the total number of episodes right now is 279. The final anime from summer 2023 was Zom 100, the bucket list of the dead. And this, of course, is also an S tier show to me. I don't know why, but I actually enjoyed this zombie weird take. I've actually not seen many zombie shows. Most of them were K-dramas or something like Walking Dead. But seeing this actually refreshed me. I like all the characters that were introduced. So, of course, gets an S rating. 12 episodes were released this year, and I'm probably waiting for the next season too. Yes, the total number of episodes right now watched is 291 and summer 2023. So yeah, finally we are talking about fall 2023 anime. Let's get into it. Up next is Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and even honestly, I am confused that I actually am going to give this an A rating because it is actually really wholesome. There isn't seriously much amazing fight scenes or something like that. There are a few, but yes, this is a different kind of show, not what you'd expect. I mean, 16 episodes have aired as of now. It will continue the next year too. But yes, as of now, 16 episodes is what I've seen, which gets us to a total of, I don't know, you guys calculate it this time. Next up is the show called 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. And you know what? I actually am going to give this an A rating. I can already see Demon Slayer fans trying to kill me right now. But hear me out. I actually thought this show was funny. This show isn't trying to subvert the genre into liking this, it's just making spoof of its own community, and kind of like that. I actually enjoyed most of the comedy in this show, and of course this has peak plot, you know what I mean. So yes, this had 12 episodes airing, which gets us to probably a total of 319 episodes. You know what, I'll count from now on anyway. Next up, Tokyo Revengers Tenjiku arc, and actually I enjoyed this more than the Christmas Showdown arc. Don't ask me why, but people say this is the best arc it could be. And yes, I'm going to still give this a B for some reason. I thought the last few episodes were nice, but the fight actually kept lagging and it seemed like a repeat of previous arcs. They had 13 episodes. I kinda liked it. So yes, the total amount of episodes now is 332. Next up, we have a show that most people like, and it is Shangri-La Frontier. And hear me out, I'm still gonna give this series a B too, because as far as I know, I've watched like 13 episodes of it which have aired, and I actually still don't enjoy this show as much as others. I think it has some decent animation and some decent things that many people would love, but yes, I still give this a B. And the total number of episodes right now is 345. So there's that. Next up is Spy Family Season 2 Core 1, and I'm gonna actually give this an A rating because I actually found it funny and it is different than what I thought it would be. I was expecting more. I like Season 1 better, so yes, that's why the A rating. And yes, 12 episodes have aired of this core, and I'm waiting for the next core to see if it gets funnier. And the total number of episodes is 357 right now. Next up, we have Undead Unluck, which I am actually gonna rate a B. It was so close to being a A because of its amazing power scaling system and amazing, animation quality. But where it lacks is actually the story itself. People say it becomes peak after a few chapters. I know that, so I'm just gonna give this show a chance again and again. But for now, it's a B. 12 episodes have aired this season, and I mean, it's still ongoing, but 12 episodes are finished airing, and the total number of episodes is 369. Next up is Doctor Stone New World Part 2, which is basically Core 2. And I talked about what I loved this season during my Part 1 review kind of thing. So yes, but this one is something that I liked better. I'm gonna give this an S rating. This core had 11 episodes airing this time, and the total number of episodes is right now 380. And I have nothing much to actually talk about this show because I already did. And speaking of talking about shows about which had a previous core release this year, here we have Attack on Titan's final chapter, and I actually enjoyed this. The final saga, the final ending of the Attack on Titan show after 10 years, more than my first core. So I'm gonna give this an S rating. I know I am going to just add one episode to this also, even though technically it can be 3 episodes, but honestly it's not gonna make much of a difference. So yes, that brings us to a total of 381 episodes watched this year. And if you add the miscellaneous ones, that is 578 episodes to watch this year. So that is almost 600 episodes, which is an amazing thing. And I know that 600 episodes is impressive as it is, but why does the thumbnail say plus 2000 episodes? Well, I actually am this video is basically just counting the seasonal anime that I watched weekly. I also actually binge watched the previous seasons of most of the show, and also binge watched the entire of Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, Bleach, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter, and Tokyo Ghoul this year. So if you just add all of those, I probably think it would cross more than 2000 because Naruto in on itself has more than 720 episodes. And yes, that actually means that my thumbnail isn't clickbait. You can't accuse me anymore. I am not guilty. Yes, subscribe.